Hey, happy 2020, everyone. I know I haven't been on here a while because, I didn't know what else to say or do. And I have been on my diet trying to lose weight after my bariatric surgery. So I didn't know how to put it in perspective to talk. But I'm not going to sit here and talk fully about that. What I am here to talk about is goals for 2020. Everybody makes a New Year resolution. Sometimes they follow through. Sometimes they just give up after someone. And the main one is to lose weight. Even though that I'm losing weight because of my bariatric, um, I haven't reached my ideal weight yet. So instead of talking about what I want out of YouTube and weight loss, let's talk about the resolution that I really like to follow through. Whether it happens, who knows? Faith will ever point out to that. My main goal is hopefully I like to go to truck driving. But the only reason why I say that it may not happen is this. I don't know how to drive a standard. I don't know why my parents never taught me. I don't know why. I actually didn't learn how to do it. I should have done it when I was younger, but it's just something that I didn't think about getting into because I would never thought I would ever have a standard car or stick, whatever you want to call it. So that's going to go against me on that. I know that I could pass the written part because all I have to do is buy the book or get it wherever you get it and learn how to go through the process of studying and then learning. But again, the only thing that's stopping me is this, stick shift. Even though that a lot of the truckers that I watch online, um, they're saying a lot of these trucks are going automatic. Okay, that's fine if I could teach it in an automatic. But what if there's a truck out there that I, do get experience or do get my CDL that all of a sudden I get a truck that I like that has a stick in it? Well, I won't be able to drive it because what that guy said in YouTube, I think it was in New Jersey somewhere, that school up there. But I probably would never go to New Jersey to do the study. I probably would go close, either here in Texas or where my cousin went, which was Prime, and that's where he actually, studied his classes and got his CDL at. And he actually liked Prime, but the problem was that he didn't like the over the road thing, so it wasn't really for him. And I get it, you hear some of these truckers that says that when you're on the road, you're by yourself 200, 300 plus days out of the year. But I'm so used to being by myself, so, you know, it would never bother me. I would still like to continue to do YouTube, but I know that because I don't post daily or once a week or every 2 weeks. I mean, the last time I did a video, I believe it was back in either August, I believe. So that's like 4 months and 3 or 4 months. And I know that I should, if I want to make this a thing, that I should upload more because eventually I hopefully you viewers out there will watch these videos, but I'm not sure that I'm doing this for just you. I'm doing this because call it a video diary. And I think there's a reason why that I'm only doing when I'm in the mood to do it. Like right now, I'm in the mood to do it because this is New Year and I do want to post a video for 2020. And it goes is I want to continue to do YouTube, but I don't know if you as a viewer will see this. But at least one thing about it, and I come to these terms, that even if I don't make it for you guys, at least I can make it for myself. And God forbid, the Bible says, live your day as if it's your last. So, at least one thing about it, if something does happen to me and I'm no longer on this earth no more, at least these videos will be posted for my friends, my family, um, just day-to-day terms. So if I do start doing these videos, it's not because I'm trying to reach you to pull you in. If you do watch it, I want to thank each and every one of you for doing that. But I mainly want to do it because I want to talk about, and it's therapeutic. It does help me to talk about some of these things. But there's some things that I know that YouTube is being strict about with all these demonetized um, things. Well, if you don't know by now, YouTube was sued. I guess it's politically correct to say. They went to government and the government says, look, we can no longer allow you to do videos for youth. I kind of understand what they're saying because in the wrong hands, in the wrong viewers, if you do or say something that can hurt somebody's feeling or incriminate yourself or whatever it is, it can get you booted off YouTube. And just like the airline industry, it could put you on a list. Now that's what I'm getting from out of this. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comment section. Um, so, doing a video here.
Oh, I'm trying to get my water.
And I can't pause it. So anyway, sorry. Yeah, I'm just gonna do these videos just to make a video log, in case something does happen to me. At least my friends and my family can see this. I just hope that one day that I can pull in viewers and eventually make YouTube like Roman Atwood, Boogie 298, many others that actually reach their goal. I would like to reach the goal that they're reached because I would love the people to understand that I'm a person that likes to talk about some of the things in my life. In order to do that, I have here. So at least if something does happen, just like Angry Grandpa or AGP, he's no longer with us, but his videos are still out there in the world. And I understand it, everybody's like him, and because I do miss him. I miss Angry Grandpa, and I think if I could be somebody like him, because I do have an anger issue, and I think all of us do, is sometimes we just bury them and just move on with our lives. But sometimes we, like his, Michael, aka Kim Behind the Camera, or Pickle-Boy. You could say he exposed him, but if he really did, at the end of the day, Angry Grandpa could have said no, And I think that he does it because he wants people to realize that he was real at what he did with his temper. He told the truth. And that's what I kind of want to do. And what I'm talking about. I want to be something like him, but I also want to be somebody like Joan Rivers. Tells the truth. These two people says things that most people would want to say and too afraid to say it. And yes, I know I'm limited to what I can say here on YouTube, but I'd rather be truthful and be blunt with people because I understand it. Not a lot of people's going to know who Bubba One Bone 76 is. These videos will never probably go viral, but I do know this. If they can do it, and it takes them 3 years to do it, if it takes me 10 years, if YouTube's still around and still big, then I'll keep trying my hardest to get my name on that list, to pull you viewers in. And I'm not trying to say this to be mean or anything, because if I do pull people in and they do watch it and they say, hey, at least the guy's telling the truth, at least he's being himself. Because if you don't be honest with people around you, that old saying goes, a dog eat dog world. If you don't tell people how you feel, they're going to run you over. And they're going to chew you up and spit you out. Now, I'm not saying do it in a violent way, but just let them know, hey, I'm not the type of person that's going to be sit around and let you railroad me into some kind of mission. And in case you wonder where I'm going with all this, is 2019, the only good thing that came out of 2019 was my surgery to lose weight because of that, I no longer had to take high blood pressure or hypertension, if you want to be medical term or professional talk. I no longer had to take blood pressure medicine. I no longer had to take my diabetes medicine, which, yes, I actually was on the insulin. And I didn't mind doing that because it saved my life. But I didn't see myself doing that the rest of my life. And if having this surgery done could help me get off that medicine, then I would do it. Now, I did go through some rough patch between November and December. Because when you got people that still eat the food that you once made all this fatness. Folks, I'm going to say it what's on my mind. If you say, oh, it's fatness, and somebody says, oh, it's plus size, I am a fat person. And I'm not ashamed to say that I did this to myself. Nobody's to blame for me being overweight. Nobody's to blame for me being a diabetic but myself. And I made a change. And that's the reason why I say in 2020, I'm going to be totally different than any other person I've ever been in the past. Because I'm going to tell you the one reason why I gained weight. It's not because I love food. Everybody loves food, but sometimes they know how to portion it. I did it as a comfort to myself. Now, I'm not going to go into details because, again, I don't know if I actually say why I gained weight, why I use food. Let's just say that it was a crutch for me. Now, if you want to know what it is, all you got to do is leave a comment, subscribe to me, and most important, ask me. I'm an open book. And I want people who are going through what I'm going through understand that only you could change your lifestyle. Only you could take one step of healing yourself instead of hurting yourself, instead of disrespecting yourself and people around you. You got to say you did it to yourself, just like I did this to myself. Now, in this case, I'm confusing everybody and everything. I'm doing this because all that's in the past now. I'm looking in the future, and that's the only thing I can do to make myself heal. And that's where the part of being truthful coming in, because I'm not going to longer let people tell me what I can't do, but what I can do. And I hope 2020 will be, let's not say the best year, let's just say okay year. Because no matter what, we're going to go through some hard time. Whether it's 2020, whether it's 2021, or it's 2022, in years to come until the day you die. We're going to have those days that you're going to slip in your old ways. So, even though that I'm bouncing around, and I do apologize, because I have so much things in my head, I want to put it out on, and I want to put it here. Not just have you feel sorry for me, not have say, oh, this guy's crazy. Just to say that I'm doing this because it's a video log. So that way, if I decide to look back at this video and say, you didn't make the things different for yourself and the people around you. The point I'm getting at is if somebody's a negative around you, somebody judges people, and that's what I said in one of these videos that I made, I believe 2 years ago, or a year ago. Whenever I started this, I said, stop judging people. There's a reason why I'm saying that. Not because it's just says in the Bible, biblical. Because when you judge people, you're judging this to hurt them, but you're mad at yourself because something bad happened in your life. And you gotta stop doing that. Stop judging people. So what? They're black, they're white, they're fat, and they're thin, they're tall, and they're short, they're mentally challenged, or most people call them retardation. Don't use that word, by the way. They are mentally challenged. And there's some comedians that will say that word. That's because they never probably been around people who has mentally challenged issue. And another thing, as a gay man, when you hear all these people say, that's so gay, there's a different way of saying, oh, you're gay or homosexual or whatever. And another thing, only gay people should say these words. Because that's like another person who calls me a queer or a faggot. It's like calling a black person or an African American. Now, I'm not going to say it because I don't want this video to be demonetized. But you know where I'm going with this, the N word. Now, I'm not afraid to say it. But I don't want people thinking that I'm racist, neither. Because I have 2 great nephews who are African Americans or black. And if it bothers me with that word to be, because I don't even like to hear the word nigga, Niggan, if that's how you spell it. Some people spell it Nigga, but still, until you have, if you're a white person and you have an interracial child, in this case, a great nephew's, one I got to see, but the other one, he's been out of our life. He's 7 years old now. Last time I seen him, he was 4 months old. That's because his mom and dad, they were out there. And that's another thing. New Year's resolution. I had drank this year for New Year's, but there's 2 things I didn't do. I control how much I drink, and how much like right now, I'm stone cold sober. To those who's watching this video and got drunk December 31st till January the 1st and decide to drive, guess what, buddy? Or whoever you are, you get pulled over and go to jail, you deserve it. Because no matter how many times the news said it, no matter how many law enforcement, whether they are lawyers, judges, police officers, they tell you, do not drink and drive, and you still choose to do that. And you can't blame nobody else but yourself for that. I didn't get behind the wheel. If I can't do it, you shouldn't do it. Not because it's costly, because I'd rather spend $10,000 on something that was worth putting towards, like kids who's sick, like the St. Jude Research Center for Cancer Kids. I would rather help the Ronald McDonald House. Heck, even Dave Thomas, the founder of Wendy's, he was adopted and he used his money for the reason. Instead of putting $10,000 into the pockets of these lawyers and these judges, use that $10,000 that for something good instead of bad. Because you know what? If you don't get caught today, tomorrow, years down the road, one day you will not. Even if you don't get caught, one day your luck's going to run out. And you're going to kill somebody. And $10,000 cannot bring a life back. So drink responsible. Okay, I'm getting over that. I know I sound like I'm angry. So that's what I'm talking about. Be open and honest. Tell people what they need to hear. Don't sugarcoat it. Be truthful to them. I hate when a person who thinks they can go out to public places and they get lit and they think they're alright to get behind a wheel. Because if they don't kill somebody today, they will eventually will. And if they don't kill them, they'll definitely hurt them where they can't walk again. And I'm talking about being a paraplegic. It's not worth it. There's too many liquor stores that you can go by, go home, get drunk, and go to your bed and pass out. Okay, let's get past all that. Because I don't want to stay on this and I don't want people thinking that, they should die or anything. It's just, that's how I feel. Okay, the second thing is, let's see, where was I going with this? Just have a fun, safe 2020. Don't let the small things bother you. Unless somebody is dying of cancer or some kind of disease or just dying natural causes, because people, like the Bible says, out with the old, in with the new. And if these words can help people that who's lost loved ones in the past and now and tomorrow, just remember this. Yes, they're gone from this world, but they're not truly gone. Just like I lost my dad January 1st, 2006. And it is kind of hard for me not knowing that he's not around no more. Yes, I have a love-hate relationship with my dad. I love him because he's my dad. He brought me in this world. He tried to make me be independent, try to be a man. But what I did hate about him is, and this is why that I'm talking about this whole be open and honest, is because I never really had to, argue. I never had to fight. My dad always took up my slack. And now that he's not here, I realize that I have to be independent. I have to stand on my own 2 feet because my mother right now is still alive, but she's at that age that, and hopefully she'll live to be 100, but she's 60. Well, I better not say that in case she see this and she'll be like, oh, don't you get my age. Ah. But anyways, she's in her 60s, late 60s, early 70s. And I know she's not going to live forever. And here's what I'm really getting mad about myself. Even though that I talk about don't judge, be honest, treat people the way you want to be treated. Where I get confused and do understand at the same time, the Bible says, honor thy mother and father. I kind of understand what they're saying. But what if your parents are the type of parents that takes advantage of your kindness? Do you let them run you over? Or do you say, hey, I'm an adult now, I don't need you to do what you did when I was a baby. I don't need you to change my diaper. I don't need you to wipe the drool off my face. I don't need you to feed me certain things. That's up to me. That's just like the surgery, this bariatric surgery. She didn't really want me to have the surgery. But just like I told her, I said, I have to do this for myself. I have to take care of myself. It took me getting a diabetes or diabetic to realize that I had to make the change on my own. And I can't ask people around me, should I do this? Shouldn't I not do this? I have to do it for myself. And take the responsibility. And that's why I say to you, people who drinks, people who decide to do something stupid like rob a convenience store or a bank, don't do it because you're going to get caught. And let's put it this way, and I know I shouldn't be talking about the Bible because I do want to talk about everything and what's on my mind. This is what's in my mind. It's just me putting it in words. It's probably confusing the heck out of everyone. And that's why I'm saying, even if I confuse you to the point where you don't want to watch my videos, at least I'm making these videos about my opinions. At least my friends and family will understand how I feel. Because, when you try to tell this to somebody else, they either want to walk away and ignore you, or they want to go, I know I'm acting childish, but it seems like this is the only time you can get your words out. It's just me and the camera, because believe me, if I say this without a camera on, people are going to think, But at least I did this on video. If they ever look back at this video, they can say, okay, some of the things he has perfect sense to say. Maybe I should have listened why he was alive or around. And I think that's what it is. It's the timing, the word, the right way of saying it instead of bouncing one meaningless conversation to another. What's I'm doing here? But let's get all this. I'm going to end this on a somewhat note. I may not do it once a week or every day. If I can, I will. But if I don't, I will make videos every once in a while just to get these frustrations out, to actually focus on what. And again, it's if people watch this video, what you want to hear, what you want to see. But I'm going to have to be careful the way I do it because you don't want to, I don't want to say too much and then they're saying, "Oh, well, you're speaking to teenagers or something like that." Don't do that because you can be demonetized for that. I'm just doing this for anybody who's legal enough to watch this and understand and say, "Okay, hey, yeah, you're right," or "Yeah, he don't know what he's saying. Shut up, get off." So, anyways, before I end, here are my New Year's resolution. One, I'm doing right now. Be open and honest with people around me and myself. I'm just hoping that whoever watches say, "Hey, look, if you need help with, making videos, doing editing, doing thumbnails, get people to come in and watch it and get more views." If you're in Texas, in the Denton County area, leave a message down there. Maybe we can get together. That's if you know what you're doing. Because, yes, I do want to eventually pull in some viewers. I could say people, but it's better to say viewers. Because sometimes people can view this and say, "I'm not going to subscribe to him. He don't know what he's saying. He don't know what he's doing." And I will admit, I'm new to this. But watching these other YouTubers goes out there and acts like a fool. And no offense, Michael. If it's really true that you and Bridget are having hard times, think about the times that you act childish. And now she's finally coming to realize that she's not this young girl anymore, that she is a mother and she's growing up. And you've got to pay more attention to her and your kid. I'm not saying you're a bad father. Don't think that. I'm just saying there's a time that you can act childish, but what she really wants right now is you to step up to the plate. Stop putting on, whether these are real or not. To me, they're kind of real, but there's times that I think that, yeah, these are all skits. If that makes sense. I mean, like right now, I can sit here and act like you, and I'm not pulling in people. That way they can just get a laugh out of you. And that's fine because you make me happy. When I'm depressed, because believe me, just like Omar and all of them, they get depressed, but they find these videos comfort. And by the way, if you don't know who I'm talking about, hopefully you do. I mean, if you're on YouTube, watch Omar Gosh. He's pretty funny, but he also does paranormal stuff. See, I like to get into paranormal, but it would be more satisfying to the viewers, and I mainly want to do this to vlog myself, if that makes sense. The third thing that I want to do is get back on my diet because I did gain a lot. I mean, let me explain to make a better understanding. 3 years ago, or maybe, yeah, 3 years ago, I was 376 pounds. I didn't even know I was diabetic then, but I was that far back. People say, "Well, wait a minute. How could you not medically not know that you were on diabetic?" It's just because I didn't. Every time I got dizzy headed and I didn't urinate or I didn't have, that's part of the sign of knowing that you're diabetic. It's constantly going to the bathroom and urinating. You can go and 5 minutes later it hits you again. That's one sign. The second sign is dizziness, rapid heartbeat, dry mouth. You can hurt in your feet. That's the theropody part of it, if I'm pronouncing that right. Texas twang. And by the way, if I do these videos and you don't understand, like, you know, it's pronounced Texas, but if you're born and raised in Texas, we say Texan because we are a Texan. And we say truck or pickup, or we might just say the combination pickup truck. Some people, it depends on where you're from and how you pronounce it. Like, we call this soda or Coke or Dr. Pepper, actual name of it. By the way, I'm a Dr. Pepper fan. And no, they're not a sponsor because I don't have no sponsors yet. See, that's what I really like to do is get these videos out there and hopefully I can pick up some sponsors and maybe because, and I said these in the last video, I'm on Social Security because of my right foot. But I'm also because I was overweight and I can't work because I did in 2001, January the 27th, I fell off a ladder and hurt my back. And I haven't been to work since 2005. I went back a little bit. I was moving too slow, still too hurting. So they took me back off work, back on the workman's comp. While I was in a rehabilitation center to actually build up muscle in my back to point where because believe me, I'm in pain all the time. But I learned to manage it by what they call biofeedback. And I still do it to this day. And it does help. And sometimes the leaves work. But since I've had this surgery, my foot has been really killing me and it's gone up to my legs. So the doctor put me on some medication to help with that. That's another reason why I don't do videos every day is because sometimes the pain is so bad that I don't feel like getting on here and doing it because of pain. And by the time I think I get used to it, some other pain comes up. It's like, by the way, if you've ever had bariatric surgery, and if you're thinking about doing it, my opinion is do it, but do your research first. Because I thought that when I get out, yes, I could eat smaller portion, but my problem is I can't eat nothing bread-wise, like cornbread, regular bread, any kind of tortillas, because it really tears my stomach up real bad. So if you're a bread eater or a tortilla eater or whatever, I'm not going to say not do it because it will help you with your weight and your health. But if you're not willing to give up all that, don't do it. Because you're going to have to make a sacrifice about something. I just wish I hadn't started back smoking. But I did have a time and period that I did quit because of this going on this diet. And see what I'm saying? I'm bouncing away. Let me go back to what I said earlier. 3 years ago, I was 376 pounds. After I became a diabetic, I went on a diet because of the insulin I had to take. I had to lose some weight. Even though that the insulin was going into my body, I still had a lot of muscle mass there, so it took longer to get to my pancreas to actually bring my insulin down. And if you don't know what it is, pull up here or go to med school and somewhere in library where they have these medical terms or look it up online. It can tell you a little bit more about it. I don't know if I should have done more research of it. But anyways, after I lost weight, I went down to 316 pounds. June 10th of 2019, I went in and had my surgery. The 11th, I came out and everything changed because for 6 weeks, I was on solid liquids, mainly water, juices, nothing carbonation. They still don't want me to do carbonation, but I do cheat a little bit every now and then and have my Dr. Pepper. and because of the caffeine in it, and I do like to taste Dr. Pepper, especially cherry one. But anyways, I went down to 249. I went back around November sometime, and I gained 1 pound. And now, if I had to guess, I'm probably still at 250, maybe 252, the top, because I still have to eat smaller portion. So like for tonight, the chicken was probably about that big. It may look big, but it was that big, and I probably ate maybe a third, maybe a half if I'm lucky, and I got real full off of it. And it don't take long to fill me up, so I don't gain a lot of weight because of this. And if you want to know what it is, and here's where my Texas twang come in. It's sleeve gastrostomy. See what I'm saying? The last part is, if you know what I'm talking about, I could probably get my book the next time I do these videos and show you what it looks like. Basically, what my stomach looks like now is, it's a medical term. It's not really like a banana. It's not that small, but let's say your stomach is like this. But what they did is they cut half of it, and now it's kind of like that, like a banana. It's shaped like that, and they put the stitch in there. And I think she said it was like a teaspoon or an ounce at a time that it can go in before and it takes about 20 minutes for it to actually digest fully through my stomach before it gets into my small stomach. So I didn't gain that much weight, but I have gained some weight. So let's put it that way. Now that the holidays are on, the sweets and the junk food and the stuffing's behind you, it's back to the ball and chain. And I know if I can lose 376 down to 316, now to 250, I know I can do this. Anyways, that's enough I'm going to do. I've taken up your time. I'm sorry that if I confuse anybody. That's if anybody sees this. If you have, thank you for watching my videos. I will, again, whenever I can, make more videos. If they're daily, keep an eye out for it. Just please hit that like button and subscribe for me, please. Have a safe, wonderful 2020. I hope your year, if it has been bad, be better for you this year. God bless each and every one of you. Goodbye.